Hello everybody, welcome back for another day of Aether Raids. In the defense results, we got 2 failures, but we did defeat 1 foe, so we only lost 17 lift, which is not too bad. So we'll take a look at these after we complete an offense match. So I already checked to make sure the sets look good, so let's go ahead and jump in. We're fighting Matxt, not sure how to say that. Okay, they've got the plus 10 Hana with DC Repel and the speed boon. Very cool Hana. Let's see what their map looks like. Oh, interesting. Interesting that they've got a Regan. And then they've got corner Corrin and corner Hana, I guess, trying to just maybe stall by tanking. And then they've got Veronica, the Mira with lots of merges. What was the Veronica at? +5, lots of merges on Veronica 2 with the attack boon. Okay. And then the Rhine plus attack, and he's got max merges with Death Blow, Lance Breaker, and attack +3. Go Cav. Okay, well this doesn't look too bad at all, especially because these units are all boxed in actually. So also I apologize if you hear little pitter patters. I have pets that are just walking around in the background, so hopefully they don't get too noisy. Okay, so yeah, this really doesn't look too threatening. If I run a Gustav team, then what I could do is free these units last and just have Gustav tank them, because I don't think I'll have any problem doing that. And then we could just use maybe like a ranged tank. Like either Branya could handle these if like I snipe the Veronica. Yeah, I might go with that. It is the same team that I used yesterday. What else could I do? I think the next best option would be using Tanya, who would basically just do the same thing that Brenya would. So take out the Veronica, handle the Reinhardt, and then yeah, just pick off these units the following turns. But I don't know that that Tanya can tank the Rhine as comfortably as Brenya can. Let's see, what does her res get to? 36. Oh, this team does have the Asher though, so she does get res +5, and then she's running the solo, the speed res solo, so she gets basically an additional, what is it, 11 res, so she's at 47. So she's actually pretty tanky on the res side. But then Brenya just literally has 45 res base with a lull. And don't know if that'll be active, but well, actually it would be if I initiate on the Veronica and take her out, then I'll have debuffs applied, which will actually buff me for when the Reinhardt. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with this team. I also think that Cecilia will be most useful, or more useful than Asher would be. Well, not necessarily. I think anybody could really take up the Corn with Naga support, but Cecilia should be able to do that very, very comfortably. Okay, now let's see how we want to place our units. We're definitely going to want to get Brenya up, and I think we're going to go for the turn 1 snipe if possible. Just to sort of maximize our turns to take out the corner units, because we will have to make our way over to them. Although I guess I could just start moving Gustav up this way to handle the Hana. Because I'm pretty sure if I use Naga support, then Cecilia can really easily take the Corn out. Oh, and I will be applying the Pulse Smoke, so the Corn will not have her negating thing ready, so she won't get any damage reduction. So, yeah, let's just think about how we could even get Brenya up there. Yeah, it might be a turn 2 strat actually, because, well, I guess we could smite her. We could smite her up using the Naga. We put her over here. If we break this, maybe dance Brenya, smite. Yeah, break this, dance her, smite her with Naga. Brenya moves up. Yeah, she won't have any support really beneath her, like from the Plumeria. Well, I guess she's really the only unit that would be providing support anyway. But I don't think she needs anything to handle just the Reinhardt. And I guess, what, Regan will probably come down and break this? One of them will break, either me or the Regan will break this. I think once these two units are taken care of. Okay. And let's see, how do we want to prepare our strategy for moving up the left side? I think what we can do is use Regan over on this side and kind of move the Gustav up, maybe repo him up. I do think it'll be more useful to have Cecilia on the right side so we can take the Corrin out without having to break into the structure and like go in or let her kind of like suicide into me with Gustav. So
yes.
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and break this. We'll dance.
I'll do it.
Yeah, it should be plenty fast. Am I getting the... No, I'm not getting it. I keep forgetting that she gets that fast after the speed tactic.
What is your desire?
Okay, so we'll smite her up. And...
As you say.
Oh, she one-shots. Okay, so I won't have debuffs applied, but I do have actual buffs, so I'm not too worried about this Reinhardt being able to damage. Oh, and I forgot that the Cav Skull is actually debuffing him as well. So, yeah, I think this is pretty comfy. So we go in and take out Veronica. I think we can move Cecilia over here, so on the following turn, we can maybe move her up and take out the Corrin. Yeah, so let's take out the Veronica. Comfy one shot. And then Cecilia, I think, comes over and breaks this. On the following turn, I can have her break the face statue and then Dancer. Yeah, Dancer, and then we can probably take out the Corrin.
Your orders.
So let's do that. And then I think on this side, I guess we can start moving up Gustav. They have no way to get out, right? Yeah, they're completely trapped by their own structures. And then I think we want Regan to be accessible here so she can maybe repo the Plumeria over. So the following turn, Cecilia can get danced. So let's put her here. And we'll break this.
Yes.
Just to get out of the way. So Reinhardt should move down and yeah, he does 2 times 2. And I'll heal that back anyway with this noon time.
I will face my fate.
And he also goes down in one shot. And then someone should break this crumbling wall here, I think. Oh no, no one does. Okay. Or maybe that's only if there's a way to actually get to you through the structure, through the crumbling wall. I think that's how the AI works. Okay, well, no matter. I think what we do here, like I said, was move the Cecilia over. We actually didn't need the Regan here to move the Plumeria over, because she can just reach with her cav range even if she gets dance from here. So I think, yeah, we take this out. We'll dance her. Yeah, a lot of damage there. So, yeah, I think we just take her out. That's such a big hit with the dragon effectiveness. Okay, and from here, apologies for the dog beat noises on the wood floor. Okay, so from here, I think what's our strategy in? Maybe on the following turn, we break the structure. I want to take out one of these. It doesn't really matter who I take out first, but I don't want to leave them both. Like, once I start breaking these structures, I don't want them both on the map, because I don't want Regan to get danced in and be able to one-shot any of my units. So I think what we're gonna have to do is maybe start bringing the Regan over, so that once I break this structure and take out, let's probably say Mira first, there's a way to get the unit out of Regan's range using like a repo, or maybe just using Regan herself to take out Mira so that she can Canto out after. But I think what we're gonna do is put Regan here. We don't really need to even find out if this trap is real. We just, you know, this other trap's not in our way. So I think what we'll do here is we'll actually just smite her up.
What is your desire?
And
By your will.
let's see. What's the optimal strat here?
As you say.
I think what we do is we leave Brenny where she is. We can use Cecilia to take out the Aether Fountain, and then the following turn we can move Brenny up and take out the Mira. And then from here we can repo Brenny back to her current position and then Kanto out of the way with Regan. And then on the following turn it should be easy to take out the Regan using the really either of these units. So let's let's leave her where she is.
By your will.
And
You're sure?
let's just move Gustav over this way. Okay, so we'll take out the fountain. We'll take out Mira. And then I think we just Kanto out. Yeah, that seems pretty comfortable. And we can take out this
Your orders.
structure here.
It will be done.
And let's just send Naga over this way.
Onward.
We can see if this trap's real. Doesn't really matter what Gustav does at this point. Okay, so that one was the fake one. Oh, I forgot about the bull trap, but this shouldn't come into play. Okay, so here, yeah, we can take out the Regan. Let's use
As you say.
oh, we actually can't
Yes.
with Brenya.
Yes.
That's fine. Let's just get the damage.
Finally, a test.
Because I'd rather use Aether Shell on Hana if I need to, although I don't think I will. Let's take out Regan with Cecilia. And from here, I think what we can do is just start making our way over. So let's repo Brenya up and move Regan over.
What is your desire? Oh, I'll do
Let's
it.
take that out.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think we have a lot of options here. What we could do is we could either go with a save route if we park Regan in front and just move Gustav over.
You're sure?
As you say.
But let's see if Regan can just take her out. Yeah, she can with ease because it's her bonus week, so she gets she's so fast, especially since I do run attack speed seal on her. It's to soak bright shrines, but in moments like this actually makes her a really potent killer. So yeah, that was this match. It was pretty easy since they did really box themselves in, which generally I think is more of a hindrance than a boon, except for certain team comps like the what are they called, like armor balls or whatever. But super cool Hana. You have some cool units. Interesting to see the Regan on defense, but that about wraps up today's match. Let's go ahead and take a look at our defenses. I actually have already changed the team again since these losses came in. Just made a couple tweaks. So this is actually the first time I've seen this defense team in action. It's actually pretty random. I was just kind of having fun with Flane. I got pity broken by her twice recently. Don't remember who I was even pulling for, but I got a plus attack one, and she actually gets really high attack, especially paired with Saros. So yeah, I put together this kind of weird team. Again, I've already changed it up since it's the same units, but I've changed some of the placements because I do run the Sigurd. It's a speed stacked Sigurd with the Phantom Speed, the Ploy, Wind Sweep, and ARD Speed Res, and it's so that he can basically initiate on units like Altina, who you don't see a whole lot anymore, frankly, since there are so many other, frankly, better Astromythics. But in this match, it worked in the sense that it prevented a follow-up, but it actually was not ideal. So you'll see that. But yeah, basically there's the Bernie. She does chip damage on the Thracier and the other Bernie. This Bernie benefits from that because of her persecution, though. She gets the additional stats when she's penalized or at less than 100% health. And Flane is running aerobatics, so if you don't bait on the first turn or use someone to bait my units on the first turn, then Flane can actually draw back on the Thracier, giving her basically one more range. So basically like a cav range. But she also has the option after getting danced to move down and attack. So you'll see that here. So Reagan takes a big hit from Flane actually. Flane is not very fast, although he did pull up plus speed Flane as well. That was the other pity breaker. And here the Sigurd basically outspeeds the Crom, which is pretty cool. But he doesn't do a lot of damage, and it would have been so much better if he had danced there. So I have changed Sigurd's position so that he's not baitable, because it's actually not ideal when he attacks and doesn't get a kill versus dancing a unit that would have been able to kill, because Flane actually has, well, she's debuffed now, I guess, because of Regan? I'm not sure. But after getting danced by Azir, she actually has +6 kill stats since Azir is running the tactic. So she gets really strong, actually. She has, what, I guess 72 attack when she's fully buffed, which is pretty crazy, actually. It's kind of nuts how high her attack is. She does get taken out in one shot here by Linja. And I think they're able to clean up here without too much issue. Oh, Sigurd would have doubled there. That's pretty wild to see. Sigurd is not a fast unit, so don't think he ever really naturally doubles. Especially not Crom, who's got middling speed, but, like, you know, can run a speed stack build for sure. Okay, so Lynn uses her duo skill now that my Sigurd's dead and takes out the Azura. And they just leave the Regan to die, so that's the one kill. Thracier is able to take her out. That speed +15 and res +18 is pretty ridiculous. I think that's coming from Saros' C skill. I forget what it's called. Wings of... what's it? Wings of Light? Wings of Light. Plus her ARD speed res. Which does work well on cav lines because usually the enemy's so focused on baiting you in the right position that they're not as concerned with taking out structures, or they're just not able to take out the backline structure. So, and then Bernie moves down, I suppose. Gets taken out here by the Edelgard.
I won't back down.
And I think they're going to be able to just clean it up pretty easily here. I don't have a dancer. I don't have additional movement or anything. So Linja takes out the Saros. And then Plumeria dances Linja, gets one of the pots. And then I guess they go for the kill here. They don't bother with the last pot. So, you know, all things considered, seeing, you know, that team has never actually been tested before, like I've never seen it in the wild, I'm not disappointed that at least I got a kill and I did prevent somebody from getting the second pot. Like I think with some tweaks I can make it a decent defense team. It is a bit gimmicky, I feel like, with the Flame, but it's fun, and I just didn't know who else to put there, and you know, I always like experimenting on defense. Like there are weeks sometimes where I'll change the defense every day. Not necessarily make a whole new defense, but might, you know, change the positions of my units or change the defensive structures or change one unit out. Just, you know, constantly, what's that word? Like sandboxing it, just to see what tweaks I can get, or how I can basically improve the team's performance by using just little tweaks. So here's a second rematch, which is another loss, but I did get one kill at least, and this was in the lift loss reduction period, so luckily it didn't count. They're running the Micaiah, no merges, but she does have the resplendent stats. Ashura with smite, okay. And something interesting you'll notice about this team is that they aren't running any seals. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever seen that in an AR defense replay before. I've seen, like, you know, one or two units not having seals, and that happens. It's happened to everybody. I'm sure at some point where you just forget that you changed up a unit, or you put their steel on somebody else for another game mode before jumping into Aether Raids. But I've never seen an entire team without seals, so I don't know if that's a statement they're making, like, hey, I can beat you without seals, or if it's I don't know, maybe they're just anti-seals. I don't know. Maybe they're a purist and they're thinking back to the OG days where seals didn't exist. It's hard to imagine that because it's been so long that seals have been around. But in any case, they were able to beat me here, but let's go ahead and see who got taken out. Okay, so they're double baiting the Leaf with the Micaiah and then Bernie with Hector. So she does actually do a pretty big hit there. I think she's running Blade Session, or I don't know if I changed that to the other birdie, but it's either that or Suspera, so she gets pretty fast and strong. Yeah, this Sigurd, I moved him. He's just too easily beatable and against Micaiah and a lot of other blue tanks, like my own Brunya, just does nothing, so. The Asher is able to one-shot Zeros. After this, I actually decided to put Dragon Wall back on her. She's running Wings of Mercy at the moment. But yeah, Asher hits really hard, and it's not her bonus week or anything, so. Yeah, that res stat. The res plus 14 and attack plus 26 on Asher is pretty scary. She's not able to one-shot me, which is good. But yeah, actually, I don't know how much Thirstier does with this Moonbow. It'll probably hit for a decent amount since she does have a lot of res. It hits for 20, so pretty solid hit. Looks like she'll get danced here, and then, okay, she takes out the Ethlin.
All will perish.
So that's the one kill that I managed to get. And yeah, one of the bad things about this team is having a healer is actually not ideal for either of the Bernadettas because they actually benefit from having less than 100% HP. So that's something I'm still thinking through. It might not be the right unit to bring to this team, or I might want to change up my cabs. I do have Green Olwe and I've got a plus 10 Reinhardt, so I'm still thinking through maybe, you know, whether I should replace them or not use Flame, but I did make some tweaks, and I want to see how this team does tomorrow in my replays before I make any big decisions about really transforming the defense team. So Azura goes down here to Micaiah. You know, she's got her special charged, and Flame has just kind of put herself in the corner. You can't really do much. And they still have, you know, all but one of their units, so they're able to Wings of Mercy with Micaiah and use a smite to get her to the back left corner to get the pot, and then Regan uses her Aether Shell and takes Flame out. So that was the replay. Again, I've already made some tweaks, so tomorrow, if there are replays, it'll be a slightly different configuration, and hopefully we'll see a slightly better result than one foe defeated. Hopefully at least 2 foes defeated. I don't mind taking a failure if that makes, you know, another person have a more successful season, and it means I don't lose any lift. I feel like that's almost an ideal defense replay, is a failure where you didn't lose any lift. But yeah, we'll see how the defense team does tomorrow, and that wraps it up for today. So thanks for tuning in and stay lucky.